Baby, I'm not scared. Oh, I do. Why did I do that? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, my name is Alexa. As you can see, I'm not at my house right now. Somebody that I know came to visit Houston, and so this is really where he is staying, and I'm just here. Privacy reasons, like I'm not really gonna put him on camera or anything. So today's video is gonna be a get ready with me, like birthday edition. I'm gonna be turning 19. And I don't really know how to feel about it. I feel like the older I get, the less exciting my birthdays are. I'm gonna show you guys around. Alright, so this is one of the, hold on, let me turn on the lights. This is one of the closets. Okay, there's two closets, but yeah, so these are the closets, and that's his stuff. This is where the restroom is, and you can see me. It's like see-through. Funny story. I was like gonna use the restroom, right? And I was like telling the person that's here, I was like, I'm gonna use the restroom. And then he was gonna be in the same room, but I was like, okay, I think it's see-through. And so he ended up leaving, like he closed the doors. This is the tub. And this is the shower. And then this is another closet. It looks the same, honestly. It looks the same as the other closet. There's nothing really special about it. It's just a closet. This is what my setup looks like right now. These are the windows, you know, drawers and stuff. This is the TV, tree, this is the door, the bed. This is all my stuff. For moisturizer, I'm gonna be using this. It's the Laneige. So we're gonna apply this on my face. I really hope the makeup is gonna cover up this because I think my skin was just irritated. I really hope this video makes up for the fact that I haven't posted in months, because one of the reasons why I stopped filming like for months was because like mentally I just wasn't there. Like I don't know, I used to watch videos where girls were always like, if you decide to do social media, you have to have like thick skin. Basically, I have a habit in negative like self-talk. I like criticize myself to where like I start believing myself, and like nobody could tell me otherwise because it's like it's my head, you know, it's me. It's just been like a really big struggle, honestly. Now I'm using the Benefit Precisely in my brow. Another thing too was that I just couldn't be in front of the camera. I just couldn't. So I just stopped. I really hope that this camera's recording because, yeah. So this is the third time I've applied a wig. The first time I applied a wig, it came out okay. Cut the lace too close to my hairline that whenever I put the wig, like it pulled back. So like my wig cap was like all the way here. I kind of learned what I was doing wrong the first time. And then the second time I did it again and it was good. And then the third time I actually wore a different wig because I went out. Yeah, I wore a wig yesterday and it was like a blonde one. This one's like pink. It's like light pink mixed with like blonde. These are the products that I'm using for my eyebrows to carve them out. It's a Morphe brush, like a flat brush, and then just the Mercier concealer. I'm going to put this Mercier concealer all over my eyelids. Yesterday, we went out to the museum, the art museum, and we went out to eat. Yeah, it's called Monarch. Really nice restaurant. I embarrassed myself twice. And it was like one of those really fancy restaurants, and it was so embarrassing. So I go in there. It's like a hotel, and then it's like a little restaurant at the bottom. And so I walk in, I go in, and I was nervous to speak to someone, and then the guy that was in the front, he was like, oh, go to the hostess, she will check you in. In my head, like check in means like, you know, hotel room, right? Like, right? Like, am I the only one? And then I talked to the lady and I'm like, check in, like for a room? And she was like, no, for a table. And I'm like, oh. I'm not the type to get embarrassed easily, but like, that was low-key embarrassing. I'm using this bronzer and this brush to contour my nose. And then I look at the menu and I'm like, oh, can I see the menu? She gives me the menu and it's like a whole bunch of like food, like wine and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't see desserts. And I was only there for dessert because prior I went there. I ordered this something, like I think it was cheesecake or something with ice cream. It was good. So I wanted the same thing. She was naming the desserts. And I was like, so y'all don't have like a menu for the dessert? And she was like, no. And I kept insisting because I was like, oh, is that the menu for the dessert? And like, she just looked irritated. So that made me like, it kind of made me go in my little shell. She ended up giving me a table. Hold on, give me a second. Let me do this first. I used to plan my looks in advance, but now I just don't do that anymore. I'm back. This is the eyeliner that I use. and this is the palette that I use. So this is what I'm using for my waterline. Anybody who knows me knows that I don't like make friends easily, or like I'm very selective with the people that I hang out with. These are the lashes I'm wearing in the style Miami. I feel like people are gonna take this the wrong way. So yeah, I'm not friends with anybody. I don't think like that for cocky reasons. Every time I've tried to make friends that are girls, they either blow me off or there's just no connection whatsoever. Like I was saying, I went to a coffee shop and there was like these two girls. They were sitting there like playing board games. I was playing with them and I was asking where they were from. Let me put my lashes on first. This is the foundation I'm using by Dior. This is the first time I'm using this foundation, so I really hope it's good. So yeah, so I sat with them. They're like being really welcoming. And then I'm just trying to start casual conversation. This is not full coverage. I thought this was full coverage, but it's not. Putting more in the areas that I have dark spots. So I talked to them and I'm like, okay, y'all are really nice. And we end up exchanging numbers and we make like a group chat. And I know maybe like that was too much for like first time meeting, but I was excited. And then I'm using this IT Cosmetics brush. Basically, it just blew me off. Like they blew me off and I was like kind of hurt. And I was like, wow. What hurt the most is like I texted them and I was like, I hope y'all are homesick. They left me on red. And I was like, they didn't even say like, oh, like, you know, we're not really interested in being friends. They could have simply said, instead of blowing me off like that, they could have simply said, you know, you're cool or whatnot, but I just don't think our vibe. Like, I just want it to be us two as friends. Like, we don't really want a third, you know what I'm saying? Appreciated the honesty is what I'm saying. Like, I would have appreciated the honesty instead of them just like blowing me off like that. Because I was like, for my concealer, I'm using the Laura Mercier. I don't really plan on going out at all. This room is a mess. Okay, I'm using the Fenty Beauty for my cream contour. And I do my creams first. Do under the jawline. I'm gonna blend out my concealer. Let me do this first. There was this other instance also that it was like a different coffee shop. I was in there trying to study and there was like no seats. I go up to this girl and she's like by herself and she has like an empty seat in front of her. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, can I sit there? She looks at me and she's like, yeah. And I'm just like, blending out my concealer with this Morphe brush. You know, you could say no. Like, are you sure it's okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I sit down with her and we end up having like a conversation, just like random. Me and that same girl that met at the coffee shop, we end up talking and we end up going to the museum, I think, that same weekend. And she was really nice, she was cool. Foundation is actually really good. It just dries down like really fast. So I have to like blend away, blend away, blend away. But the concealer with this foundation is like a good combo. I like this combo. I saw this on a comment section where it was like this TikTok and it was like, oh, tell me your worst experience with a friend. And this girl commented and was like, oh, my friend told me that I wasn't pretty enough to be her friend. And I'm like, really sad. That really is. That could never be me. Like, no. Like, what type of girl? I don't like, no. I just can't. Now I'm gonna blend out this contour. My brush, where's my brush? Where's my brush? I'm using this Wet n Wild brush to blend out the cream contour. Like, I don't like girls that think everything is a competition because it's not. I saw this other comment where it was like the girlfriend of the guy, her best friend ended up stealing 40,000 from like, how do you do that? There's like this whole trend going on TikTok where it was girls' stories about the extent that they would go for guys. Like, you know those girls that whenever they're so blind and like they get broken up with and like they're trying to grab the guy's attention or something like that, like by doing something crazy, hanging out with other guys or like trying to get him jealous. That's just, ooh, I don't have time for that. I'm sorry, but no. I move on quick. I don't hesitate to cut people off. It's probably a bad thing because sometimes it can go to the extent to where my side is heard, but the other person's side is never heard. I feel like little by little I am becoming a little bit more understanding. Like, I'm understanding, but you know, I could always be more understanding, more teachable. I've become a person where I can hear both sides now and I can understand. But back then like 2 years ago, that was not me. That was not me. She was like, baby, stiff wear.
Yes. Ooh. Stiff what? For real, stiff what? Ooh, no what? Stiff what?
Oh man, that's so funny. Okay, I'm sorry. Ooh. What time is it? Let me see. I need to blend this out right here. not gonna pick that up. I'm too lazy. Should I pick that? No, I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm setting my face with the Makeup Revolution Banana Powder. I like this powder because it has like that brightening effect to it. Should I blend that out right now? I'm gonna wait it out. I'm gonna wait it out. I'm using this Better Skin by Maybelline to carve out my cheekbone. We're gonna just kind of put a little bit of contour on it. I'm using this Kylie Bronzer and this Morphe brush. So I just contoured my nose with the Kylie Bronzer and this Morphe brush. I'm using this Milani blush and this Morphe brush. I'm going to go back in the same palette to do my lower lash line. Same mascara that I use to do my lower lashes. I'm going with this highlight from Dose of Colors. Sweet Tea Liner, Quickie by Colourpop. So cute gloss. So I'm going to change my dress and I'll be right back. So what I'm wearing, I look like a mermaid. I got my rolls of fat over here. Okay. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.